Hey, a little side presentation today. We're just I come over to a friend's house because we got that big storm coming in this weekend. Supposed to get 1,000,000 inches of snow and ice, power out everywhere, and so forth. And lady that lives here, well, she's been doing my taxes for a long time, and she's ordered a generator, but it isn't here yet, and it's not going to be here in time. So I'm just going to hook up one of my extra ones for the weekend, because there's another elderly lady that lives here she takes care of, and if they lose power, they're going to be in a bad way, and we shouldn't need it over the weekend. You know, we've got other generators if the solar doesn't hold. So we figured we'd just do a little film real quick on that, and if it's not something you guys want to watch, that's cool, just skip on. But anyways, I got the little plug. What I did, because this generator is a bigger generator, it'll do about 80 amps. So I got a nice 100 amp plug. You can't put like a 50 amp RV hookup or something in there. That's a 100 amp plug, and my generator already has the cord on it that fits in here, because that's how I did it at my house too. And all I've done so far is I just drilled an 1.25 inch hole through there into the panel box on the other side, and we're gonna put it out here on our shed, and that's a little different probably, but what it is, there's a 90 amp circuit that's dedicated that comes to the shed, and all that's in the shed is one light circuit. But that breaker will feed the rest of the panel through here and back across. So this way we don't have to drill holes for something temporary in our house, because our house is block and vinyl siding. And if I don't have to drill holes unnecessarily in somebody's house, I'd really rather not. This is just out in the little shed, and we can take an 1.25 inch knockout cover, paint it black, put a little silicone, mash it in there when we're done, and when we come back and take it off, and you'll never even see it. And better have it in a shed than in the house, in my opinion. We'll walk inside real quick. I've just got a little metal nipple going through the hole, and the same thing inside. We'll go put the little plastic bushing on it. Panel box inside the little shed here. You can see the nipple that we put in. I just ran it straight through the back. Easier that way. And you can see the feed coming in from the house right there. And all they have out here is one little lighting circuit. Uh-oh, my flashlight's going dead. It's too cold. So, back to the outside. Just trying to find the right size Allen. All I'm doing now is hooking the wires into this plug, because you have to hook them in before you put the plug back in, because it's too big. You can't get to the ones on the bottom if you don't. So all right. Before anybody hollers at me about no locks, they've rescinded that rule. You don't have to do it now in the new codes, which makes you wonder why you ever had to do it to begin with. I guess they decided it doesn't really stop the corrosion like they thought it did. I don't know. It's our neutral. It'll be line 1. Tighten them to right before they break. As you can tell, this is a really good receptacle. I mean, you got 2 set screws on every connection and a whole inch worth of wire inside. You keep the surface area high, and that keeps the heat down. Alright, now then, grab my, I'm not put it far enough in. Push back out, maybe. I thought it went in farther than that. No. It's just too long. Just gonna run that one in because we don't need it. This plug will do 3-phase. Cut that off a little bit. I'm sure I got a ton of extra wire. I'm gonna put some screws in that, enough to hold it. I don't want to put too many. I don't want to put some. That'll work. Fun part. I'm gonna pre-bend all this. It's a lot of wire to bend all at one time. Ideally, you'd come in through here and straight in, and it'd be nice. But that wasn't really an option in this. It's not perfect, but it's close. All right, for the cover, big beautiful cover. And there's a rubber gasket that seats in there, and this is not open from the top. They actually come with a plug, a bung. Boy, when you got a plug like that, things are legit. Okay. All right. I couldn't really get in here to film this. It's really tight in this little corner. It's hard to tell. But we got our neutral up there on our neutral bar. We got our ground tied in on our ground. 2 feeders. They are blocking the other breaker positions, but like I said, this is temporary. All right. And that's the, people ask me a lot how you get a big wire on a bar, and that's how you do it. They make these little lugs that just have 2 little fingers on them, and you loosen 2 of the screws and that slides in and tightens it down, which gives you enough surface area to make that lug okay. So we got an 80 amp breaker right there. They've got this panel's fed with a 90, so it's still less than that. And actually I think the breaker on the generator is like a 60 or a 70. So either way, we should be good. This basically is just a means of disconnect at this point. So now we're going to go plug it in, crank it up. We're not going to turn this on because their power's on. We're just going to test everything to make sure it's right, so when they do need it, it'll be ready. All right, so this is the other end. You know your stuff's legit. I love these things. But anyways, you loosen, and that swings up. There's a guide notch at the bottom that fits that tab, so you get that in there, and then you just work it up like you mean it. Okay, and then when you get it close, lock that on, and it's there. Won't come off till you take it off. So now we're gonna crank up the generator. Good old girl, love this girl. You can really appreciate how quiet these are in real life. That's full throttle. Now we're gonna go inside and measure everything. All right, we're inside now, generator running. We'll go across these 2 and we've got, wait a second, there's a, yeah, gotta hold it long enough. That's probably better. 239 across both legs, and 119.9 there, 120 there. So we're all good now. When the power's off, obviously she has to turn off the main breaker first, then start the generator. Then she can flip this up, and then this will backfeed through this panel to her other panel, and then that will power up everything in her box. All right, well, that's a wrap on that. I'm gonna shut it down and go talk to the lady and make sure she understands how to operate it for the temporary. And if she has any questions, call me. And if you guys have any questions or anything, just post them up in the comments. And thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a good day.